Learning to engage your core is not about getting a six pack. It's essential for protecting your body, especially your back. Whether you are exercising or picking up a child or reaching for something off a high shelf, it's also essential for your balance. So, engaging your core is important for everybody. If you've ever struggled to know how to engage your core or whether to know if you're doing it properly, don't ever think it's because you're not strong enough. Everyone can engage your core, and you do it throughout the day, probably without even realizing it. So, the first step is just to recognize the sensation of when your core is engaged versus when it isn't, and then be able to do it consciously and maintain it. One thing I want to make super clear is that there is a cue for engaging your core that's really easy to misinterpret, and that is to draw your belly button towards your spine or to draw your belly inward. This is often confused to mean to suck inward. And I can understand that because you suck in, that is drawing your belly button towards your spine. However, in the context of engaging your core, what that means is it's a contracting of the abdominal muscles. There's a couple things that you can try in order to first recognize that sensation of core engagement. So the first way is when we do a forceful exhale. This happens when we cough. So to feel and notice a sensation, place your hands on your abdomen and then make yourself cough 2 or 3 times. When you do that, notice if you feel your hands moving at all. What I'm hoping you're feeling is that your hands are slightly moving inward, because when you cough, your abdomen contracts to help force that air out. So this is an example of core engagement, that contraction of your abdominal muscles. So now we want to be able to do that in control. Of course, we're not going to be coughing whenever we want to engage our core. Now we're going to do the same thing, but through the nose. So again, we're starting with forceful exhales. Again, hands can rest on our abdomen to feel that sensation. And then through the nose, 3 quick exhales. Again, when we do it forcefully, we're using our abdomen is contracting to help get that air out fast. So now that we hopefully feel that sensation of that abdomen contract, 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 when we move to a slow, controlled exhale, this is where it gets tricky. It's possible to do that without that core activation, but we want to now make that connection and try to actively engage the core as we exhale. You can think of this as if your belly is a balloon and it's full of air, and you're using your muscles to squeeze it so all the air comes out. This is what we're trying to do with the abdominals. So again, we can place the hands here. First, just relax. Feel your belly expand. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow and control, we're going to try to exhale. And as we do that, try to tighten and squeeze the belly. As you breathe in, just relax. Let it go. Feel how your belly relaxes, your hands move outward. So let's do this a few times. It does take some practice, so don't worry if it's not clicking right away. It's something that you can keep trying. You're inhaling, you're relaxing, belly expands. As you exhale slow and in control, we squeeze through the abdomen. Try to contract through the belly, hands draw inward. Inhale, we relax, let it go. So this is the sensation of that contracting, that engagement of the core. When it does come to doing exercises or bracing ourselves for lifting up something heavy, we want to maintain contraction rather than relaxing when we inhale. So one more time, we're going to try this. 3 breaths, but when we inhale, let's try to keep that belly nice and strong. Abdominals stay contracted. So we can still put the hands here. Nice inhale. Exhale, we contract. Let's keep that belly strong, muscles contracted as we inhale. Exhale. This is just maintaining, trying to breathe as we hold. Inhale. Exhale. And then just relax. Okay, so play around with that. If it doesn't feel like it's clicking right away, it's okay. As I say, you just keep trying to keep practicing. Another way that we can feel and notice a sensation of our core activating kind of automatically is when we try to stabilize ourselves. So, for this, you will need a person to help you out. What we want to do is get them to help lightly press against our shoulder. Now, this is something you'll do when you're standing. First, you're going to allow them to lightly apply pressure. It's not a push, it's not a shove, nothing with force. It's a slow, controlled pressure on your shoulder, and you let that happen. So, as they press, your body will start to twist and kind of turn to the side. Then you come back to starting. This time, they're going to do it and you're going to resist it. So as they start to press against your shoulder, you're not going to allow yourself to move. What's going to happen is that core is going to kick in. You're going to start to contract through your abdomen, and that's going to stabilize you. So again, play around with that. Feel that sensation happening. Get your friend to release. Feel how you can let go. Start to press. Feel it activate. Release, let go. Then you can even start off active, brace yourself, contract your core, engage your core, and then they press and you're already engaged. So these are just exercises to help you to realize that sensation, to be able to do it with intention, and to be able to maintain it. Once you know how to engage your core, then the question is, when should you do it? So anytime you're lifting or carrying something, the heavier it is, the more careful you should be, especially if it's down low or you have to reach up high. Then anytime you feel unstable, so engaging your core is really going to help with your balance. If you do feel you have a lack of balance, you feel quite unsteady, strengthening your core will be hugely beneficial. Next, if you often find yourself slouching, then that's your cue to sit tall, engage your core. It's going to really help with your posture and can help protect your back. Then, of course, there's exercise. So when you're exercising, very important to engage your core. This will keep you safe, and also it will just make sure you get the most effective workout. Now that you know the how and why of engaging your core, I hope that you will take this with you in your daily activities. You're going to notice an increase in your posture, in your balance, and your back is definitely going to thank you for it. So I hope that you found this helpful. If so, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any future tips. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.